All right, hey YouTube, still here. Yeah, we'll make an update video here and talk about what's been going on. I haven't made a video in quite a long time, mainly because I haven't felt like it due to the fact that I have been constantly wrenching on this thing this year. I think she wants to retire, but we can't let it happen. So anyway, it's gonna be a video about all that kind of thing. We have started some corn. I've only done probably 15 acres. I have a Buddy semi here. Massey's over there with the wagon on it. Let's see what else. So beans. I did not use this machine to do any beans. I still got 22 acres of soybeans to do, but the head had a pretty good malfunction. So I said I'm not gonna worry about trying to fix that this year. So I got the neighbor to do most of my beans. Like I said, I got 22 acres left, so they're gonna run those here when the weather cooperates. Today's the today's the 30th. Tomorrow's Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody. But yeah, so this is the weather we've got today. Looks kind of nice now. It was just raining about 5 minutes ago. It's like lake effect bands coming across, and it's probably what, 40 something. So anyway, so here's some of the parts off of the old girl. Got some gears here. This is all unloading stuff. I thought the bearing was out on the shaft, but actually it's not. The problem is here. I took the unloading auger off. You can see sitting on skid steer. See all those nice little balls in there? That's what's left of that bearing. And there's a shaft that connects this to the upright auger and hex shaft, and that sheared off the roll pin that holds it apparently, and the shaft actually must have dropped down inside the auger for the upward horizontal or vertical auger. So I gotta get that bearing, that shaft. I think it's a special roll pin. I don't know, I just ordered that to put on here. So this is, well, I'll climb up there real quick. If anybody ever needs any work on a 750 Massey, I think I'm pretty much an expert on these things now. Not by choice, that's for sure. But here's the top part of that auger. This is the auger, it comes up, then makes the 90 to unload. And then if you can see, there's the hex. And there's nothing. You think they would have welded something on the inside of that tube so that it couldn't fall down, but they don't. So it fell all the way down that auger, and there's really no way to get it out. So that'll be in there forever. But let's go through a list of everything I've had to do to this thing this year. This could be a long video. If you don't like repair or just random talking, I guess turn it off. But anyway, so I still got corn in this half of it. I had to unload that half with pulling it up by an auger and just letting it trickle out the doors. But here's some of the other stuff we had to do to her this year. This is the clean grain elevator. You can see in here, maybe, nice new shaft in there. Well, the shaft's not new, but the sprocket on that's new, that chain's new. Those are two things I had to do. The I got some mirrors on it too, actually, now, if you can see. Those aren't bad at all, actually. 24 bucks. Two mirrors that size. You might climb down here without falling. Oh. Here's the motor. Had to have the injection pump rebuilt. It was leaking really bad last year. I see I've got another leak starting over there. I don't know. I think it's just that sensor there. There's some a little sensor screwed in there. It looks like they must be weeping. Need some tape. Starter. Had that all redone. That's all new. But the injection pump had the wrong, I guess they call them discs or whatever in it. And it was only putting out, oh, and that belt right there for the hydraulic pump, that's new. Anyway, the injection pump was only putting out 100 horse, roughly, the guy said. Had the wrong discs in it. I don't know if somebody took the injection pump off of something else and put it on this, or what happened, or if it was never right from the factory. But so that was fun. Then this big hood here. Oh no. Sorry. Had to replace this belt, which wasn't too bad, but when I was replacing it, I noticed that the shaft here, the bearings on it, the seal was off of it already, so I had to pull this whole pulley assembly off and replace that. And then the funnest thing I had to do, most fun thing I've done, if you guys can see, but behind this right here, this is your fans. You see part of it there. That's the fan where your air blows for cleaning the grain off of your sieves. Well, the ones I had on there were pretty bad. The blades, the whole houses here, it all cracked. So I had to replace them. Here's the old ones out here on the trailer. You can see that one's not very good. Got a bunch of cracks in it. That bottom part broke off when I was kicking it off. But so I was able to get those out of a salvage yard. And I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal to replace them, but apparently they're almost structural to the combine. I had to take the chopper off, pull all your sieves, to climb in the back of it to get to all these. Let's see these bolts up here. They're right on the back side, just behind the cylinder. So I do that. I pull the whole bottom of the combine off to get to the clean grain auger because it was bolted to that. Got the stock chopper here hooked up to the 2955. It's gonna do some round baling, but all it does is rain, so we're not doing that. Oh, what else? Let's see. So that was probably the major thing, was putting that fan cages back on, because you had to take all the blades off the fan and whatnot, and it was not very fun. And I replaced, I don't know, 3 or 4 other belts, and there's another bearing here I replaced. So anyway, yeah, getting really good at working on these things. Oh, and the shaft for the fan is what I was hitting. Their bearing on that was actually out. You really couldn't tell because it's behind the clutch variable speed there for the fan speed, and when I took that off, the shaft was all worn down, so I had to take that out, get rebuilt, get it built back up, and then put everything back together with some new bearings. Let's see what else. So the 4166, I don't know if I mentioned on another video, but it was having fuel problems. The tank, because it had sat for so long, had, I don't know, like a varnish in it. So ended up pulling the tank off, which then again was extremely complicated. You'd think that it wouldn't be, but I think they get the rolling chassis, put the tank on, then build everything else on it. I'm glad the cab wasn't on it. There's no way you'd be able to get it out without pulling the cab. But anyway, so I took it, had it cleaned, and they lined the inside. And then it's all dusty already, but it's a new paint job that I did. But I had the seat off, all this stuff off. Actually, I had to take the ropes, unbolt them all, pick it up, and slide them forward so that we could get clearance to get that tank out the back. So that was quite a project, but she's all done now. Just having, it's gonna start chisel plowing, but it's been raining. And then let's see, the loader that used to be on the 2940, I've got started to mount that onto the 2955. I had to paint these. We had them all sanded already. Things really zoomed in. Had to paint these brackets up. They're just held on by a couple bolts right now. I don't have it all the way mounted yet. Waiting for some steel. But see, they come around here. I got the front piece put on. I had to take the weights off of it. I don't know if I'll be able to put them back on or not. But the other side, quick attach. I think it's a 260 loader. So here's the weights, the bracket, and then the old steps, which I'm going to probably put them on the 2940. And then over here is the loader. Just painted this about a week ago. We still had 70-degree weather, so turned out pretty good. I wasn't going to paint it right away, but it looked pretty bad, and it was sitting in here, so she's all ready to go. Just need to finish putting the brackets on the tractor, and then I gotta figure out how to mount. There's a box here that would get mounted on the side for the loader. Gonna have to put it down here somewhere, probably somewhere on this rail. You see that's been welded before, but this right here is what the bracket is that holds it in the back. So I need some more steel for this to make some plates. But the big bolts there sandwich the axle, and then there's just some little U-bolts that hold the back side of the loader. There's really most of the pressure is will always be picking up on the axle. It's just if you are trying to dig down that it would want to try to torque it the other way. So got that. That's for that mounts. But yeah, like I said, I get that box mounted here so I can the loader lines all hook up here mid-mount versus going back and having to use your auxiliary or your regular SV outlets. So yeah, that is a snippet of what has been going on. Nothing good. Beans were not good. A lot of empty pods. I don't know. I still got that little bit to do, but I'll be lucky if I average 40 bushel an acre. So that just shows you how important rain is. The old man's been monkeying around with the Super 55 here. She's been sitting here for a while. We need to get it out of here. Get this area cleaned up. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. Just constantly working on stuff, and mainly working on this thing, which I don't know. I'd like to get a different combine, but I've got so much into this stupid thing now. I think it's gonna have to stick around. It's almost to the point now where I wonder what could be next that could possibly go wrong, because I've been all over this machine many times fixing things. I mean, pretty much know what I got now, so I don't know. We'll see. But it was working great. It's been shelling corn fine. Just the loading hogger decided it didn't want to work. So yeah, that's just an update. What's been going on. Try to make some videos here when we start doing something again. It stops raining, like I said. I want to bale some corn stalks. Got the round baler sitting here. Just waiting. Got a new roll of net wrap. And I don't know if anybody watches Ted, was it Kale out there in Dakotas, but his baler caught on fire almost, well it did. So like 2 days before he put that video out, I put that on there, so probably a good thing. Do a lot of soybeans and stuff and kind of wonder what's going to happen. Don't want to burn the baler down, but yeah, so I don't know. I think I got anything else to say really. Still got a couple loads of hay to unload, but I don't really want to. If anybody watches PA Farms, he was just talking about some wood kicker wagons actually, and these ones here are the first two kicker wagons that we had. We built these, and well, this one is getting a little bit rough here. The old man somehow hit a tree with it. I'm not sure how he did that, but the front gate's broke. Need to get fixed. But these are all made out of pressure treated, and they are probably, well, I would say they gotta be at least 15 years old. They're just smaller wagons though. They're only 8 by 16, whereas all of our steel wagons are 9 by 18. So these really don't hold that much. You only get 100 bales on them, 110 if you're lucky. But you see over here on this side, if they were out, it'd be a little bit better. But we do have a side unload door here. It doesn't go all the way to the top, just up so much, and then we just put chains across. You got an eye bolt here. You can cut out a chunk of it so you can unhook the chain and unload on the side if you're pulling up to an elevator. Or got the front gates here that we had. We made these. These are just some latches that we put on. Put steel backer plates there and there, and then we added, if you can see that steel pipe there, that rod comes down to the floor to anchor to help hold the sides in so it doesn't bow out too much. And then we got the chain here so when you open it, it doesn't fall all the way to the ground. And then there's some hinges under here, 4 hinges across. But yep, what else? Then we had these. We used to put 2x4 in there, one on each side, so that the front would be taller, so you don't have to worry about bales rolling out, which is always nice. But at the time, our neighbors still had a thrower baler, and every time they'd borrow the wagon, they'd forget to take the board off and send a bale through the 2x4. So we got a kicker, so it actually clears that, gives you a little more height. You don't have a set angle going into the wagon like you do with a thrower. But yeah, we'll show on that. That's actually a Massey gear on this wagon. And the other one's got the old style John Deere gears, which are, I will give John Deere credit for that. That's a really good gear there. This wagon here, that gear's probably from the 50s at least. Probably 50s. And you can go 55, 60 miles an hour with that thing. Never have a problem. The only thing I don't like about these wagons is they don't hold much, and this tire size that we have on it is ridiculously expensive to replace. 9.5 L15s. Yeah, 9.5 L15s. So a little bit more of a pricey tire, but those are just the size rims that fit on those old running gears. So yeah, okay, I've rambled on enough. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know, and hopefully next video this thing will be moving again, and we'll be doing some corn, because I'd really like to be done. So hope everybody's having a good day, and talk to you later. Thanks.